Hey, this is Danny. Welcome to a whole nother video. Today I'll be talking about 4K Blu-ray. Previously in a couple of my other videos, I predicted that they were going to make a new format and call it Green Ray or whatever. But now it's actually called Ultra HD Blu-ray. That is the official name of 4K Blu-ray. And I'm going to tell you guys everything that you need to know for 4K Blu-ray. Because in 2016, Samsung, LG, Sony are all launching 4K Blu-ray players. In fact, they were supposed to come out in December, but they put off the dates to next year. Why? Nobody knows. So let's talk about it. There's a lot of new TVs on the market. There's the SUHD 4K TVs. There's the IPS 2015 4K TVs. There's the OLED LG 4K TVs, which a lot of people say are the best for the picture or whatever. But personally, here's my thing. OLED is such a new technology that they're having a lot of problems with it. They found that the TVs are having banding issues. So I'm going to suggest you guys stay away from 4K OLED right now. Also, you know, LG's kind of bragging, well, we got 10-bit color or whatever. And actually, believe it or not, HDMI 2.0 is capable of doing 12-bit color. So if you guys think that the new OLED 4K TVs are the one for you, that is such a new technology that it's just going to get better and it's going to get cheaper. And if you want to buy a TV for that price, I mean, it starts at $4,400 in Canada for the 55-inch. Pretty crazy insane price. The prices are going to go down like insane. They're going to have new models with new bit colors and whatever. So I'm going to say if you guys do buy a 4K TV, I would suggest going out and just maybe buying the IPS panel or the SUHD TV, because they're having a lot of less problems with them. So that's what I would get, definitely. And I'm very impressed with the LG's IPS panels. I really like them. So I have seen the Samsung UHD TVs, not the SUHD TVs, and they do have some problems. So I definitely suggest getting an IPS panel or SUHD, because it's more affordable than an OLED right now. And OLEDs are just in their early stages, like plasma, and there's just so many problems going on with it. So I suggest getting IPS. So now that we've talked about TVs and I told you basically what I think about the 4K TVs right now, I'm going to tell you guys about this thing called 4K Blu-ray. Alright, you ready for this, alright? Okay, first thing, if you're going to buy a 2015 4K TV, you better make damn sure that it has HDMI 2.0. There's even a new spec called HDMI 2.0A. Yeah, I'm not even kidding you guys. Like, it don't stop at HDMI 2.0. Now, 2.0A is basically an update that you update your TV to. The SUHD TVs will have this update. The 2015 IPS models, they have HDMI 2.0. So does the OLEDs. They have HDMI 2.0. Now, I mean, 2.0A isn't like 100% necessary, but 2.0A allows for high dynamic range. But yeah, you're pretty much safe if you have HDMI 2.0. Definitely stay away from the 2014 models. You're gonna get 1.4, and then you won't get high dynamic range because there will be no upgrades for that. But honestly, if you really want to take advantage of high dynamic range, you're gonna have to buy a pretty expensive TV. But HDMI 2.0 is definitely the new standard. If you got HDMI 2.0, you will be able to play 4K at 60 frames per second. Now, there's not that many movies shot in 60 frames per second. I mean, The Hobbit: Desolation of Smaug was shot in 48 frames per second. Yeah, so that's going to be interesting how they implicate that when movies aren't even being shot at that high speed. But it's going to be really cool when this stuff comes out. I mean, that's probably going to be like the new thing, So I think it's going to be cool. 24, 60 frames per second, whatever. It's going to be cool to see this stuff. So 4K Blu-ray is going to look insanely better than Netflix 4K. In fact, to tell you guys the truth, I have an IPS 4K TV, and I have to say that Netflix 4K doesn't always work right. Sometimes you'll be watching something and it won't work right. And this is true on the Samsung TVs too, because I've tested these out too. And I mean, 4K Netflix is just a pain. You really have to have a high bandwidth. You have to have 25 MPS in order to do it. They're saying with high dynamic range, you're going to have 50 MPS. That's insane in the membrane. You know what I'm saying? So you're going to need a really high internet speed. You're going to have to pay like $11.99 a month. And it goes up to like, it's way more expensive in America. I know that. And yeah, in Canada it's $11.99. So try to take that in consideration when buying a 4K TV. If you want to watch 4K Netflix, it's going to cost you some dollars, I think, I mean, it's just too much money, basically. But this is going to be the cool thing. They're going to have 4K Blu-ray. That's going to blow Netflix away, and it's going to be awesome. And you as a consumer, you're going to have to know about this. So if you're going out buying a 4K TV, stay away from the cheap 4K TVs. You know what I'm talking about. All those cheap 4K brands. Basically, all the companies, LG, Samsung, Sony, all got together and they said, okay, all these cheap 4K products are coming out. What are we going to do? Oh, I know. Let's create this thing called HDMI 2.0. So, so that'll be the new standard, and then people will have to buy these expensive televisions. The cheapest ones you can buy right now is a Vizio M series, and the cool thing about that is it's going to support high dynamic range too. But I like the IPS panels, 2015. They look really good, honestly. So, anyways, if you guys are going to buy a 4K TV, take that in consideration. Also, if you have a 4K TV, look at the back of it. You'll notice that there is a slot for HDMI called the ARC. That is where you're going to put your 4K HDMI in the back. I suggest getting you can get cheaper HDMI 2.0 cables online. In fact, yeah, you can get them really cheap on eBay and Amazon and everything. And I would suggest going with a Monster cable because Monster is a really great brand. But I would wait to buy an HDMI cable because here's the thing. There's so many different cables, and I would just wait on that until it actually comes out, because then you'll know what HDMI cable you want to buy, basically. And then, if they come out with something like a better cable or whatever, you never know what's going on with this. But 4K Blu-ray is coming out. I'm going to be reviewing 4K Blu-rays actually on this channel when I get my 4K Blu-ray player. I can't wait to get it. It's going to be awesome. I'm awesome. This is going to be sweet. I've been waiting for 4K Blu-ray since I heard about 4K TV. I'm like, 4K Blu-ray. This is gonna blow everything out of the water, basically. And it doesn't even matter if you have high dynamic range or if you. They say that 4K Blu-ray players are going to be backwards compatible with 1.4, which I hope is true, because all those people out there who bought a 2014 TV deserve to watch 4K too, right? So hopefully we'll be backwards compatible with that. I know that it is an HDMI 2.0 standard, so if you really want to watch it 60 frames per second, that is the way to go. Like I said, if you want to get into the 4K market, either wait or get a more affordable TV, because I honestly think that if you buy a 4K OLED TV, it's going to be out of date by the time you get, you're gonna think, I have the best of the best, and it's not gonna be the best. This is just the early stages. They're not even taking full advantage of what 4K is capable of. We're gonna see 12-bit 4K OLED TVs, and you're gonna see insane low prices in the future. So if you guys are wanting to buy the best of the best TV, just wait. Otherwise, get a SUHD or get an IPS panel. The IPS panels look fine, basically. Or get a Vizio M series. Stay away from the other series. The M series gives you the HDMI 2.0. So I'm gonna say this is just gonna be amazing. I can't wait for this to happen. There are movies I want to watch in 4K. I want to see the original Nightmare on Elm Street in 4K. I want to see The Exorcist in 4K. I want to see these classic films in true 4K. You know what I'm saying? This is gonna be amazing. Oh, you know, all these classic old movies. The original Ten Commandments in 4K would be so freaking amazing. New movies coming out is going to be amazing in 4K. Now, I already bought the Hobbit Blu-ray collection, so I'm not ready to upgrade to the 4K set or whatever. I'm hoping that the 4K Blu-rays are reasonably priced. I think they are going to be reasonably priced because they got to sell the players. So I think that the Blu-rays will be reasonably priced. Now, all of you are out there are probably thinking, well, 4K Blu-ray? What the hell is that? 4K? Well, is it going to play my Blu-rays? Well, guess what? It is confirmed that 4K Blu-ray players are going to play your DVDs. They're going to play your CDs, your DVDs. Take that in consideration. They're going to play Blu-rays, and they're going to play Blu-ray 4K. Not only that, but they're going to take your Blu-rays and they're going to up-convert them to 4K. So don't go out and buy a 4K Blu-ray up-converter because you're going to have that in your 4K Blu-ray player. Now, Samsung released their price. They're saying that they're going to be at $399. Panasonic hasn't said what their price is going to be. Sony hasn't said what their price is going to be for their 4K Blu-ray player. And neither has LG, but I think they're all going to be around $399 and probably even less than that because they're going to be in competition with each other. Sony, Samsung, they're all going to try to get the lowest price possible and get it to you, the consumer, because they want to sell their TVs, so they're not going to sell it for an insane price like the original PlayStation 3, which was $600. No, they're going to sell it to you for a console price because they want to get you as a consumer. And honestly, I think it's going to be amazing. 4K Blu-ray. So a 4K Blu-ray is really cool. All right, you guys want to hear this? So we start at 60 gigs. That's the normal one. Then we also have 100 gigabyte UHD disc. So that is double the amount of data, you know, right there. I mean, that's cool. I can't wait to see the 100 gigabyte 4K Blu-ray disc. It's going to be amazing. True 4K, native 4K on a disc. This is going to be awesome. Oh yeah, I want to see The Godfather in 4K. That'd be sweet. Actually, honestly, I think Blu-ray looks amazing on 4K TVs. I have watched 4K on my PlayStation 3, and I thought it looked phenomenal. So going from that to 4K Blu-ray, I'm like, how can they top this? You know, but that's how they're going to top it. They're going to make it more high definition than what we're seeing right now. And the big thing is like this high dynamic range crap or whatever. But honestly, who cares about that? I mean, HDMI 2.0 is gonna play movies at 60 frames per second. That's the big thing right there. This whole high dynamic range thing is just a bunch of shading stuff to sell really, really expensive 4K TVs. But honestly, even if you get a mid-range 2015 model with a HDMI 2.0 and it doesn't have HDMI 2.0A, who cares? I mean, as long as you get the resolution, that's what matters. and it's gonna look better than Netflix 4K. So that's gonna be sweet. And all you guys out there who bought the 2014 4K TVs, do not be worried, because they're saying that they're gonna have players that are compatible with 1.4 HDMI. Now you probably won't get at 60 frames per second, only 30. But honestly, most movies are shot at 24 frames per second. So there's only going to be a couple or few 4K Blu-rays that are at 60 frames per second. So you guys are okay. Alright? So I just think it's cool that we are actually getting 4K Blu-ray players. We are finally getting this. We have advanced, so much. I mean, I remember when I had a DVD player. I had the original Xbox. That was my DVD player. Then I went to PlayStation 3. Phenomenal. And then, that PlayStation 3 is still, I think, a better Blu-ray player than the PlayStation 4. The PlayStation 4 is a better console, but I honestly still think the PlayStation 3 is a phenomenal Blu-ray player. I got the remote for it. It works amazingly. Also, I plugged my PlayStation 3 into my 4K TV, and I can watch 3D movies on it. Yeah, you don't have to get one of those upconverter whatever things. You can just get a PlayStation 3, plug a 1.4 cable into it, and watch, do this, go into the settings, scale it to 60, and it looks phenomenal. Okay? So, you can watch 3D right now on your PlayStation 3. But, the thing that is going to be cool about 4K Blu-ray is we're going to finally get something better than the players that we already own. And that's going to be cool. Because I can't wait to watch 4K Blu-ray. I'm so excited for that. Honestly, I don't care. See, 4K cable right now, in Canada, there is 4K cable. I'm not even kidding you right now. They have, Rogers in Canada has 4K cable. TELUS doesn't have 4K. Shaw doesn't have 4K. Now, if you live in America, you know that there's 4K satellite, basically, right? But that's about it. So Canada's the first one to do 4K cable. I don't have it because we don't have Rogers here. We got Shaw or whatever, right? And they're actually doing 4K broadcasts, through cable for sports right now on Rogers, and that blows my mind. Like, Canada's the first one to do that, and before, cable companies were saying that's not possible. It is possible. Netflix is doing it. There's going to be so much stuff in the future where all of our cable companies might have 4K. Once they upgrade their sets and whatever. But the fact that we can have 4K Blu-ray and not have to put up with anybody's bullcrap, basically. I am so sick of, trying to watch these 4K stuff on Netflix. Sometimes it works amazingly, and then sometimes every once in a while, your internet will be on the fritz and you can't watch 4K through Netflix. But the great thing about 4K Blu-ray, you just have the disc, you pop that baby in. You don't have to worry about if you got your internet's in a storm or whatever. Unless the power goes out. You got your 4K Blu-ray right there and you're watching it. You know what I mean? And that's what's cool about it, because honestly, you get the best resolution, the best sound, the best picture, and HDMI 2.0 supports up to 32 speakers of surround sound. That's insane. I got a 7.1 system here, but that's crazy. You can have 32 speakers. You can have a freaking home theater system in your house now and not have to worry about anything else. That's crazy insane. And that's what you can do with 4K TVs. That is cool. And the fact that we are getting true 4K resolution on 4K Blu-ray, it's phenomenal. And honestly, guys, I'm going to do some 4K Blu-ray reviews for you guys here on my channel. Once I get that 4K Blu-ray player, I am going to plug that bad boy in, and watch some awesome content. I mean, I already think Netflix looks phenomenal in 4K, but 4K Blu-ray is going to blow everything out of the water. And then we can go on eBay, we can go on Amazon, we can buy that stuff cheap and, you know, not have to buy it from our local retailers that will probably sell it for an insane price. Because here in Canada, we sell 3D Blu-ray for an insane price. Now, I'm hoping that 4K Blu-ray are going to be, you know, cheaper, hopefully, you know, because they want to sell the players or whatever. I'm hoping that, you know. So, I mean, it's just cool that, you know, we have all these options, basically. And we have all these different TVs. We have SUHD. We have IPS panels. And OLED if you want that type of thing. And you want to spend $4,400 in Canada. That's how much it costs. I know it's way cheaper in America, but my God, it's insane. I don't know. I'm not ready to go to the OLED, you know, thing right now, because for me, like, I'm fine with the IPS panel. It looks great. I will be ready for OLED when they get the kinks worked out. They don't got the banning thing going on your TV every once in a while. Reminds me of the whole burn-in problem on plasma, basically. So, I mean, that's going to be the cool thing. You know, 4K Blu-ray is definitely going to be the coolest thing ever in 2016. That and watching all the cool movies that are coming out, like Batman vs. Superman, which I will review on this channel. So, that's everything you need to know about 4K Blu-ray. Definitely try to get a 4K TV with an HDMI 2.0. And if you've already purchased a 4K TV, hey, it's okay if you got the 1.4. You guys probably going to be compatible. Can't 100% say for sure, but from what I read on the internet, it'll be compatible with 4K Blu-ray players. Just only play at 30 frames per second. But that's okay. But hey, if you want to play at 60 frames per second, get that HDMI 2.0, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's going to be cool. So, definitely check out that stuff. And I'm hoping that this video is going to be, you know, helpful for all those people going out there trying to buy a 4K TV. I'm hoping this is going to be helpful. So anyways, you guys have an awesome night, and thanks for watching this video.